Hello to everyone. Let me introduce you, astrologer Crystal Karina. Hi, how are you, Crystal?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I am very, very excited. Let me, topic of the day. Nikola Stojanovic, secret degree, 8th degree. And we're talking about black magic.
Yes, yes. Some intense stuff.
Yeah, let me, if it's okay, I can set some energy, some light beings, what?
Yes, that would be lovely. So we can set the intention since we're going to be talking about a serious matter. We want to make sure that all the energy is just right. So I'm ready.
I call for support any light loving beings and call for some guardian angels and to create nice, beautiful light bubble protection. And when people gonna watching this video, what they can learn and the energy nice and safe. And fill that with some light bubble. And with that support, we can start.
Yes, that was beautiful. Thank you so much. Wow. So, yes, today I'm going to be talking about the secret degree theory of Nikola Stojanovic, and we're talking about the 8th degree. Now, in his research, the 8th degree that he was studying was the 8th degree of Taurus. And according to his research, what he established was that the 8th degree in Taurus is associated with black magic or hypnotizing a person or influencing a person. So setting negative intention towards this person, thus affecting the life. And he did theorize that he believes that this happens in other zodiac signs, not just the 8th degree of Taurus. So we're here to present a chart that from a confidential client, with their permission, we're showing the chart, but this person has 8 degrees too, not in Taurus, but we confirmed a story connected to black magic. So that's what I'm going to be talking about and showing how this chart just puts everything together and nothing to be fearful of, just putting that out there. If you do happen to have a planet at 8 degrees, there are protection mechanisms that you can use and things that you can practice so you can protect yourself, like always using light energy, surrounding yourself with white light, like how we did and set the intention, just so we can prevent anything sent towards us. So don't worry, there's things that we can do, right?
Yes, especially, yes, I know specifically the client and for the safety of the client, we're not going to mention personal details, but I am looking forward because I know some story about
The client.
and yes.
And the client is doing fine now, right?
Yes, yes.
Yes. Okay, great. Okay, so if we take a look at this chart, we'll see that the moon is at 8 degrees. We also see that the sun is at 8 degrees, right next to one of the nodes. And we also see that Pluto is at 8 degrees. So in the previous video, we talked about Pluto and evolutionary astrology. So we know that Pluto is tied in with our karmic agenda this time around. This is what we're going to be working on. And then we look at the polarity point. But we're not going to talk about that in this video. I just wanted to emphasize that because Pluto happens to be the planet at 8 degrees, which is tied in with the person's evolutionary purpose as well this time around. Now, what happened and played out in this person's story was that they were not, or they didn't know that they were under the influence of black magic. And it was confirmed after, but they didn't know. So it affected family life. And this caused a breakup in marriage. And it was due to the mistress doing these things to break up the marriage. Now, there's another degree that I'm not going to go like real detailed into. That's important to mention, and it's his ascendant at 24 degrees. That's tied into the energy of Pisces. And as we know, Pisces sometimes can't see too clearly. It's kind of blurry, right? Rose-colored glasses, maybe too overly compassionate. Now, it is in the sign of Scorpio, the ascendant. So just to mention, this person is a surgeon. He's a cardiologist. So it really ties in with the chart. A doctor. And Pisces also rules doctors. So it's really tied in. However, because of the intelligence of this person and the type of work that they do, they didn't necessarily believe that they were under black magic, right? So it came from the energy of a female, which is another degree. That's a topic for another conversation, and it's the 22 degree. That's also the degree he called kill or be killed, which I kind of interpret a little bit different. I really feel that this degree gives you grit, because when we really think of what Nikola would explain about kill or be killed, it's kind of giving you an ultimatum. So it's like, it's either me or him. So this energy played out through this woman. It's me or that woman, right? So then she started using things that are gonna make her win, technically win the person over in this case. So it gives you a lot of determination and kind of willpower to continue with your agenda. So it's not necessarily just topics of being killed. It makes you a cutthroat person, honestly. And you can also experience life-threatening scenarios in your life, things like that you attract when this degree gets activated. But in general, the woman that he ended up attracting was very intense that way and didn't let him go. Another thing that we can go and look at is Pluto. So I did mention Pluto as the evolutionary point, but this person also came in with issues in regard to marriage because we have Juno there. So that means that Pluto was going to interfere with the quality of partnerships and marriages that this person will have, because of the fact that first, Pluto's next to Juno, and then second, the 8 degree was influencing. Now, during the client session, we discovered that this client was actually under 3 strong rituals, which also which also talks about the 8 degree moon, that's one, the 8 degree sun, that's another, and then Pluto 8 degree. So 3 times this person was under different rituals. One of them being used with water, which it was like a river, and using pictures. Pictures are ruled by Pisces, and the moon is in Pisces, and it's also a water sign. And then the sun is in Cancer, and that rules like rivers and lakes and things like that. So it was very, very strong in the way that this ritual was performed for this specific person, because it matched the energy, and also being a water ascendant. So water is something that this other person that did these rituals intuitively picked up, because they didn't know astrology. So,
Oh my
right.
God.
It just happened that way. But it worked really, really strongly on this chart because of that. And it was to take this person away from their family, make sure that nothing works out, make sure that this person can't live without the other person, and just build this really, really intense relationship until it was cut off. The family that he had before cut off, everything cut off. And still keeping a good bond, because we have a trine. So family was very important, but career and this influence of the black magic didn't allow him to continue being with his family. It was focusing on career and this woman over and over and over.
Yes.
I also see the moon in the 4th house, which is ruled by Pisces, and the moon is there. This is a very sensitive moon, very loving moon, very caring moon. It is in the sign of Pisces, which sometimes it can't see clearly. It's too compassionate. It becomes like overly loving sometimes. And because of this person having such a strong water quality, most likely this also affected his home, because he wasn't able to see what was going on or understand what was going on. And this affected the relationship that he had with his previous marriage and his partner, and also the children that he had, because now he had to no longer be a part of the children, even though he loved his children. And that's kind of what the red flag was. Such a family man, such a man focused on providing for the family, working for the family, all of a sudden making a 180 turn and no longer being himself, right?
Yes. Especially, I know even he male, but if you look at the moon, and he did cry a lot, you know, based on his
sensitive, very sensitive.
Yeah, missing the feel guilty about his what he can see his child, and lots of grieving, emotional crying a lot, even if he was male.
Yes. Yes, I remember that was one of the expressed emotions. Lots of crying and guilt and shame and feeling out of control, not being able to do what they wanted to do. So even though in their heart they wanted to continue this deep connection with, the child, they couldn't do it. Something was just not allowing them. Like they felt like, what is stopping me? But my heart says yes, but why is I'm not allowed to continue? And lots of guilt because of that. And it was due to this woman cutting ties with everything. Now, aside from the 8 degrees, because we want to tie in, when we see so many repeated degrees, we know for sure it's a karmic pattern. We also want to tie in other aspects that the chart makes. And we have Venus and Mars together, and those are the cosmic lovers. So this talks about, and Mars right here is in detriment. Mars is the sexuality. And in a man's chart, Mars is going to be much more important than Venus, because Venus is a type of woman that he's attracted to, but Mars is his like sexual energy. That's his male energy. So being in the sign of Taurus in detriment, Venus is controlling Mars. So again, this woman being able to control him, to influence him, and Mars not having any power to say no, say this is wrong, right? So the cosmic lovers together focus on relationship issues. Anyone that has Venus and Mars, as long as it's aspected pretty well, these people are just lovers. They're lovers. They have a sense of just like kind of making love to the world in a way, because they're just loving people. They love, especially the energy of Taurus, they love to provide. They love to make sure their family has good things, quality things. So that was the focus. And then comes in this activation of Venus and takes over the energy of Mars. And it's also making an exact trine, Venus making a trine to Chiron. So also indicating that this woman was hurt somehow, and taking out the hurt on something that she shouldn't have, right? On the family. And why we found out all this black magic, eventually she admitted to everything she did. You know, it's been years and years, but eventually to heal herself, she had to admit to what she did.
Can I ask you, please? Because it's look like ascendant in Scorpio,
Mm-hmm.
and can you tell us about some specific thing about that Lilith, and what people who born ascendant in Scorpio? It's kind of challenging destiny.
Oh yes. So yes, he has Lilith in Scorpio, and that makes Lilith really, really strong. Lilith is a type of energy that I always associate with mixing Mars, Pluto, and a tad bit of Uranus, because Lilith, she has a energy of not wanting to fit the mold, right? So very unique person, not necessarily wanting to follow the line. And this also is correlated with magic, because Lilith is also correlated with black magic, using magic in general. So it can be black, it can be white, but when it's not supported, it's going to show that it's not the best energy utilized. Now, him being a Scorpio ascendant and having the ruler of the ascendant in detriment, not in a good sign, next to the, yes, controlling, like a leash, controlling the person, right? And then if we go on traditional rulers, it's going to be Mars. But if we do the modern ruler, it's Pluto, and it's in the 8th degree. So ruling again over marriage, breaking up a marriage in a way. So there's also a square in between them. So there's a square, Mars squaring Pluto and squaring Juno. So it was quite hurtful to the previous wife too. Most likely didn't see it coming. It happened, right? And it's the whole world change for the family. A hardworking man, doctor, provider, all of a sudden gone. Mm-hmm.
Oh, can I ask you about that degree of that black Lilith?
Yes, the 4th degree. So the 4th degree is associated with Cancer, and that's also his zodiac sign, but it also represents the nurturing energy, the home. So it's impacting the home. In this case, it affected the family life, what he saw as family. And as this client shared, he valued family a lot and doesn't understand why he didn't act like he valued family for some point.
Can I ask you, did that black Lilith affect his fourth house?
It can affect his fourth house. Now, when we look at the degree theory and we can apply it to the houses that zodiac sign rules, especially with him and his story, I can safely say that it does affect his fourth house.
Wow, Crystal, it's so interesting how Nikola Stojanovic and his secret degree theory.
Yes.
Um,
Yes, and you can even apply it to the angles. So if you can see, it's not just the sun, the moon, and Pluto, it's also the 10th house at 8 degrees. And it's
oh
also
my
the 11th
gosh!
house.
Oh my gosh!
And then he has the 12th house at 2 degrees, and 2 degrees is ruled by Taurus. So again, right here, the 12th house is the house. It's also a house of spirit. It's a house of enemies. It's a house of retreat, disconnecting. So it was able to control this energy here, controls the 12th house, influences the 12th house, because Venus is the ruler of that second degree along with Mars. So both Mars and Venus influencing that 12th house, activating that rose colored glasses, feeling lost, like what's going on, not necessarily affecting the career, still really great, but with other matters like his previous family. But as I remember, he did have a good relationship after all. He mended things with his children, right?
Yes, but lots of feeling, the way how he told me, he always felt what he's a very bad father.
Yeah. Yeah, very guilty. Mm-hmm.
What else you can say? Look at the chart. So that specific male, he did. It's his karma. What he attract that specifically partnership. What involved with the black magic.
Yes, yes. So when I was looking at the chart, let me see, did I notice? It's just the North Node conjuncting the Sun, which when we have the North Node conjuncting our Sun, and he also has Saturn there. You know, Saturn brings a seriousness to the Sun. It's going to show up, even though he's a Cancer, it's going to show up more like a Capricorn energy, right? And Saturn is ruling the South Node. So bringing past life issues for him to work on in this lifetime. And it did bring karma. He did create a little bit of karma this time around because of the way that things were left off with the family. But he's also creating new dharma because he is a surgeon, a heart surgeon. So saved a lot of people, helped a lot of people using his hands, the energy of Mercury, right? In the 24th degrees, that's also the energy of Pisces, but it's also connected to Pisces rules doctors and, you know, so again, a doctor degree for Mercury, but using his hands with that, concentrating on that. So he did resolve a lot of his karma because he did a lot of good deeds. But the Virgo energy here plays out with Jupiter. And like you mentioned, keeps saying, I wasn't a good enough father. He's the most critical to himself than anyone else. Everyone else looks like they moved on and they forgave, and he continues to be, why did I not see this sooner? Why, right? So turning in that Virgo energy, and it is opposing the moon. So again, feeling that extreme guilt because Jupiter's over exaggerating it, overdoing it. And
I love it. Thank you. I hope my clients gonna watch that video. What I'm going to post on my website, what coming soon, and I would encourage. I specifically would love encourage my clients what they try to find what the mostly painful on their chart, and you still surprise me. I know I should don't surprise, but you still surprise me how you know profession of the person.
thank you. Thank you. Well, it shows all over his chart.
I just try to sit and zip.
Yeah. It shows all over his chart. And another thing too, having a very different relationships this lifetime, because he has Uranus in the 7th. So attracted to different type of relationships, not the same traditional relationship, even long distance relationship. Let me ask you, because I didn't ask this, was the first marriage something where it was long distance?
He told me he was study a lot, and he would go to some because of how the doctors they study, they have to go to different countries, so it was lots of distance.
Lots of distance, yes. Yeah, and that's another lesson that he needed to learn in regard to being, even though a lot of water energy, um, needing to bond and connect with people that way. This Uranus in the 7th didn't really fully allow this water to really bond, right? It also gave distance, like wanting to love and have a family, but also needing to help people and study. And very smart, a very, very smart man. Very, very smart man. So yeah.
Very intelligent.
Yes. So that was another one, but it was in the major signature. The major signature he needed to work on was children, actually. And I'll tell you why. Because the moon is forming an inconjunct aspect to Mercury. So I'm sorry. This is inconjunctus to Pluto. The other one is a sesqui square. Sorry, I had to zoom in. I wear glasses and I don't have them on. So yes, so that's still a we hear the word square. It's still tough. It's still tough energy. It's similar to a square where there's lessons to be learned around those archetypes, which is Mercury is children, and the moon in Pisces is, well, the moon in general is the home, and it's even in the 4th house. So yeah. Let me ask you, were his family doctors too?
He told me his father veterinarian.
Oh, another doctor, but a doctor for
but
animals.
for big horses, cows, like.
Wow.
How you know that?
Well, because Jupiter rules large animals like horses, right? But typically when we have Pisces, the way that you see Pisces, honestly, I just got the information based on how I see the aspects. I'm just going to be honest. Things come and then I'm like, Jupiter rules large animals, home, in Pisces, doctor, lineage. So that's what I put together in my head. So I sensed first the energy, I saw the aspects that confirmed it, and then that's how I concluded. So it triggered me with the Pisces energy in in the moon, that's your lineage, and it's in the 4th house. So typically we take up the same professions, or one of the parents' professions, like we take up the same one. And then Jupiter in opposition, Jupiter, since it's the natural ruler of Pisces, which is one of the serve or suffer axis, right? Pisces and Virgo, serve or suffer. They both have service. One has service as physical, like day to day, which is a Virgo energy. And the Pisces has service on a spiritual level, on a physician level, in hospitals, to help people that way. So both this axis helps people, and he has it activated. So since he's a surgeon, he's highly connected to this Jupiter energy, serving and helping others.
Yes. Very interesting. I like how you use knowledge, and you use your intuition, tap into chart, and thank you, Crystal. Very, very interesting. I just on the end would like to say a few words.
Yes.
Just close the eyes and send some gratitude for the knowledge of that secret degree, and what Nikola Stojanovic was, what we lucky, what he was sharing that knowledge with us and sending the love and light.
Yes.
From our hearts. And I would love to ask you to do one more chart of my client.
Yes, yes.
I love it. I enjoy. I hope anybody who see that video, please leave the comments. Please. It just like I don't know. It's just like I would like to hear from you what you're thinking about, because Nikola Stojanovic taught us, when you look at the chart, you have to learn how to think, combine details, information, continue to think out of the box.
Yes, very true. And feel it. Think, feel everything that you get.
Well, thank you so much. Just sending love and light, and asking again, encourage. Can you please leave the comments?
Yes.
Thank you.
And I think it would be a good idea if people want to comment if they have 8 degrees and if they want to share a story. Maybe in the future we can select someone who commented, and we can do a mini reading live with the person.
Yeah, before Christmas. Yeah, sure, why not?
Have 8 degrees comment, and then I can see what I get from the interpretation of your chart. I can do that.
Yeah, it's very interesting. Thank you so much, Crystal. Thank you. I love it. I enjoy it. And I just like, the more we're doing, the more I enjoy.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Ciao, ciao.
Bye, everyone.